De Ariel-school in Ruwa, ongeveer een half uur rijden van de hoofdstad Harare, ligt vlak bij die balancerende rotsblokken. Bovendien is het uniek gesitueerd, namelijk helemaal verlaten, midden in een wijd landschap. Op 16 september 1994 gebeurde hier iets heel bijzonders. Enkele kinderen zagen een lichtende schijf in de lucht die naar beneden kwam. Een UFO. Terwijl alle leerkrachten binnen zaten te vergaderen, renden buiten meer dan 60 kinderen naar de rand van het schoolterrein. In de verre bosrand, bij de elektriciteitsleidingen, zagen ze een merkwaardig voorwerp dat zwak, pulserend licht uitstraalde.
Mr. McKay, what was your first impression when you heard the story?
My first...
1.5 years ago.
Yeah, 1.5 years ago. My first impression was that I thought the children were imagining what they saw.
Because there were no adults there.
There were no adults who saw it. It was only children at the school. And all the children in the playground, something like 250 of them. And out of that, only sort of 60 claimed to have actually seen it as such. So that actually made me more skeptical initially. Since we have had all the reporters, we have had Professor Mack from Harvard University out here, I've changed my mind slightly. I believe the children did see something. Unfortunately, I personally didn't see it, so it's very difficult for me to give my own personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. It's more than 1.5 years ago, that the UFO landed here. Yeah, who can tell me exactly what happened? Okay, go ahead.
We were playing down on the log.
Yeah?
And then we saw something shiny, so we all ran down over there.
And it was in the early morning?
It was at break time.
Yeah?
And then we saw something shiny. And we saw two people. They were in tight black suits. And they had big eyes. And we didn't actually see their nose. It was quite small. And their mouth was quite small as well. One of them was running in slow motion up across the ship. And the other was standing beside the ship.
Yeah, you made a drawing, huh? It looks like this?
Yeah, something like that. I couldn't see the eyes or the nose or the mouth. It was just blank, like a piece of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they came, I thought they were crazy.
That was the first thing you saw?
I thought they were crazy just coming to our school doing nothing. And all I saw was something like silver coming down, and I said, what must that be? And everybody's crowding it. I must go crowd too. And then I went and I started crowding, and everybody, then more people came and more. And then I said, hey, I can't see anymore. Come on, somebody, I'm sure. Come on. And then I went to the front, and I started seeing more of them, and then I just ran away.
The day before the spaceship came, my friends and I were sitting in the playground, and one of my friends, she said, oh, there's a UFO. She said, and I looked at it, and she said, no, just kidding, it's an airplane. And we looked up, and I thought to myself, that can't be an airplane, because it was very shiny. It looked kind of like a cigarette, you know? It was a long thing, and then on the end it was all shiny. And so I said, maybe it is a UFO. So we were all kind of like getting scared now. And then the day that it happened, then we started thinking, yeah, that must have been a UFO in the sky. Because my brother also saw it, but he's at the school now.
Mm-hmm. It was looked like a round shape, looked like a plate, so like two plates that was looked like on the top of each other. Then there was looked like the hole, the hatch for it, and there was looked like in between two trees. You couldn't see that clearly. It was just silver all over. I didn't see any men or something like that.
You saw one UFO that's surrounded by little ones?
Yeah, one big one.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see your drawing. One big one?
One big ship and there's small ones surrounding it with their lights.
Yeah.
Surrounding the ship.
Like Sean's, huh? This is Sean's drawing. Yeah. And, okay, one landed, the big one landed, and the two aliens came out.
Yes.
And what happened with the little ones?
The little ones, they were just floating around in the air. They didn't touch the ground.
And these made the silver lights?
Yeah. They were making different color lights, like green, red, green. Then they
I'd go to blue, and then purple. Yeah, purple and red. But it was like it was going like each one to each one, but quickly. Yeah, like you go, like they'll go there and then it'll vanish, and then it'll go there and vanish, and then again vanish. So it's going quickly. Like as if it was one ship moving. Yeah.
I can drawing. Were they yellow?
No. I didn't have a silver crayon, so I did it yellow.
Yeah. So, but what happened? You came home and you told your parents?
Yeah. Some of them didn't believe it. My mom didn't believe me.
Your mom didn't believe you?
My mom also didn't believe me.
Is that hard? Because if you see something and nobody believes you, what happens?
Well, yeah, you feel sad. You feel lost out. You start to think as if it wasn't true. Yeah. And people say to you, no, it wasn't true, so you think it wasn't true. And then you think that you're mad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And after that, you get all upset. Yeah, and everyone starts teasing. And my friends over the road, when I go there and I tell them about it, they just say, oh, he believed in aliens, oh, he's stupid.
You've seen too many movies.
Yeah.
Was there nobody in your neighborhood who believed you?
My mom and dad. My granny and my granddad believed me, but my uncle didn't.
Where the spaceship had landed, all the insects and ants and stuff like that were all dead, and there was a huge black mark there. And my mum said it might have just been a fire there, but I don't think there was. I think it was an alien ship.
Yeah. You've gone to the place, of course, and have you seen anything?
No, we weren't allowed to.
An evidence, I mean, that it was there?
Some other people came to the school and they went out the boundary of the playground and they went to go and see what had happened there, and they saw that the grass was burnt and all the living things had died there in that area. Him and his parents and his brother and sister all believed me. And my mother just believed me, but my dad didn't believe anything I said. Anything.
And did you describe it to them? Exactly what happened?
Yeah, and I drew it on a paper and I said, Daddy, this is what it looked like. And then he saw it well and he said, Michael, I think you're telling the truth now. And then that's all he said of it, and that's all.
Who was scared? Not all of you, huh? Who was dreaming about it since then? In a bad way? Yeah, in a bad way? No, tell me first in a bad way. Why? You have nightmares about it?
Yes, I used to, but then after about a year, I stopped dreaming about it.
Mm-hmm.
I dreamt that the same one I saw without hair, he came into my bedroom and he took me from my bed.
Did you dream that?
Yes.
Yeah?
And then I just screamed. I woke up and screamed.
What did your mom say?
Well, she just kept on saying it was a nightmare. She didn't really believe me.
I wasn't scared a bit.
No? Not at all?
Nothing. It was all fun.
Yeah. I heard this lady on TV, I think it was Still Dark, and she said this lady got kidnapped and she had babies that were aliens.
That's what you're afraid of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm always sleeping with my kittens because I'm always so scared.
And he's protecting you, of course.
Maybe if we don't do what they were trying to tell us, they'll probably come back and try to tell us again. Yeah.
Why do you all think these aliens came, especially here in Ruwa? Have you any idea? Yeah.
I think they came to examine what it looked like. Because even though you can see it from probably where they are, but they want to come and take a closer look how the grass grows, how the trees grow and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the aliens came because they're curious like us, and well, they want to learn about us and we want to learn about them. Some people say that people are saying that the aliens came to warn us when something's going to happen, that something bad is going to happen to the earth.
Yeah.
I think they came here to try and warn us that the children, because we're young, we've got a long time till we die, to warn us that when we're older, there's something going to happen to the earth. Yeah, not to pollute. Because we're young, we can still prevent it. Yeah.
Do you still have all that feeling? That as a child you can do a lot?
Yeah, I have it.
Yeah? Do you feel, as a child, do you feel privileged? Or do you think, next time if the UFO is coming, please go to another school?
No,
You feel privileged that you go?
I'd love to see him back and you could see them again. But only just come closer.
What do you want to say?
The only thing I want to know, when are we going to be on TV? Alright.
We sent you the cassette.
I was not so frightened in the war zones of Angola or Rwanda as I was when this story hit. Ariel School, 19th September 94, 12:12 local time.
Just come and sit on these chairs along here. Did you all see something?
Yes.
Were you afraid?
Yes.
And what happened, Guy?
Well, it was just glinting in the trees. And there was a man.
And what did he look like?
His face was like this, and his eyes were down here.
I hope that this film gets massive exposure and it gets people thinking about experiences they've heard about and maybe going and researching the history. It's there, and I know viewers that are watching this, they will see it and they will feel kind of vindicated, and they'll go, you know, boy, those kids are telling the truth. And I was telling the truth when I had my experience, and it's going to provide a lot of reinforcement. It kind of gives me a sense of satisfaction and vindication, really, because I've had an opportunity to speak about it in many different media, and you know, it's amazing. Everywhere I go, interviewers say to me, well, I've had an experience, or my wife has had, or my father, or once something happened to us when we were kids, and you know, so.
Sure, it wasn't a Harrier jump jet or an aircraft?
No.
Something that the Zimbabwe Air Force
It was like
got?
in a disc.
This one thing sitting on the side and another thing sort of like running up and down the top.
The one had long hair, but the one was standing in front, he didn't have any hair at all. He had a big head and big black eyes.
I was just a hard-ass journalist, skeptical as everybody would be. And it was the same story. And I started getting goosebumps.
I don't know, I just thought it was some kind of alien from a different planet.
I was out of my depth. And then I got in touch with Harvard University and Dr. John Mack.
Do you think it's possible that one imaginative child had a story and kind of stirred the rest of them?
I don't believe. I honestly believe they saw something. But for me to actually draw a conclusion as to what it is, I don't think I could do that at this point in time.
What is going to emerge from this story is that the children who were in that schoolyard really did experience a supernormal event.
It was in between the gap of this one behind this pile.
Yes, I can see that.
They can't have been fabricating this.
My heart went faster and then slower and then faster and then slower.
Mm-hmm.
All at the same time.
Now, that was excitement and...
Yeah, excitement and scariness.
And scary. You heard a noise in the
Yes.
air? What was it like? Like a roar or a buzz or a hum, or what kind of a noise?
It was like someone was blowing a flute.
And that scared you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what did you do when you were afraid?
I ran away from it.
Mm-hmm.
It looked evil because it was just staring at me.
As if to do what?
As if it wanted to come and take us.
I know this is hard. I know it's hard.
John Mack seemed to have brought out that information because we just took it in a very analytical way. We just said, what did you see? And what did the aliens look like? What did they do? But we never thought there might be some kind of emotional, deeper effect.
You were saying that you thought that maybe you were trying to tell us something, like about the future. Can you say more what your thought is? What was it like?
It was like in the world, all the trees will just go down and and there will be no air and people will be dying.
I don't think the world has given John Mack and his work the recognition that it deserves. I think maybe this film may help. In time, I think he may be seen as a figure that really shattered convention in the face of governmental and societal oppression. You know, this isn't new. We've been looking at this since the Bible reported Ezekiel's wheel. I would hope that it builds an interest so that people go back and look at the research that has been done before this and say, this is not new. He's not onto something new here. He's just verifying it in a scientific way with his academic credentials. And I guess the button on it all is the case that he was working on, which is the subject of your documentary. You bring the children into the modern age.
How are you? Good.
We saw this and the beings from the stars.
And again, it points to where and how the planet can benefit from these people's experiences.
They do exist. Like I say, I'm a Christian in my beliefs, my core beliefs, but that doesn't mean to say that I think there's no other types of forms of life that exist in the universe.
I don't think we need to worry. I think we're just curious, just, fascinated by other beings in the universe. I think we would be doing the same if we had the technology.
It taught me to never doubt myself. We're taught to believe as a society that, only these things can happen because this is what it has been. But you have to have an open mind. This experience has taught me that.
If there was one experience I'd like to relive, it would be that particular experience, where that's led me to being who I am today.
He has never stopped talking about it. He has believed all the time that it did happen.
It's a long story, is the answer. I think the answer will come maybe in this lifetime, maybe in the next.
This is not going to end at all, for sure. It's not like it's only the beginning.
We can't change the world, but we can make a difference.
We can.
That's the message I would have in my heart from what I experienced.
We've got a long way to go to make the world aware, and I think this film could be what sets it right. I'm really excited to see it.